Hi, and welcome to our pop-up on protein. Great to see so many people on here tonight who are interested in building their health. Let me introduce myself. I'm Linda Burkheiser, mom, grandma, and great-grandma. I call myself GGB, great-grandma Burkheiser, and a nurse, and a person who loves to help other people improve their health and their lifestyle. I do these presentations to introduce people to natural solutions for good health, and I partner with the Shapley Corporation because it is the most researched nutritional company in the world. We all certainly like to continue learning, don't we? I know I do. So why protein? First of all, I'd like to give you an idea of a situation that happened to me recently. One of my friends, Joe, stopped over. He's 80 years old, and he's interested in losing weight. And he said, Linda, I have been researching, and it says I need 90 grams of protein a day. How in the world am I going to do that? Well, I had a chuckle and said, yeah, you really do need 90 grams of protein. And then we talked about different things that he could do to increase his protein and maybe add a protein drink. We're going to talk today about ways to get protein in your diet, how it is used to build our bones, how much we need, and what kind. So here we go. What is protein? Proteins are large, complex molecules that play many critical roles in the body. They work and they make the structure, function, and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. I mean, it's amazing. Proteins are made up of hundreds or thousands of smaller units called amino acids. And there actually are 20 different types of amino acids that can be combined to make a protein. On the left-hand side here, you'll see a chicken breast, which is full of protein. It has amino acids, and those amino acids go to build skeletal muscle. Much like a tree trunk would be used to make a fence. It's a building situation. What does protein even do? It builds, repairs, oxygenates, digests, and regulates. Wow. Thought it just made muscle. So it builds bones, muscles, cartilage, skin, hair, nails, most anything in our body. There's a lot of things that are protein in our body. And it repairs you when you have an injury or daily wear and tear. It oxygenates by giving you red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout the body. Makes enzymes, which aid in digesting food, and it regulates hormones, especially during puberty. Teenagers need a lot of protein. There are two types of protein, incomplete and complete. Now, our bodies already make 11 of the amino acids, but there are 9 critical essential amino acids that we cannot get in our produce ourselves, so we need to get them from food. A complete protein is a food that contains all 9 amino acids. And on the right here, you'll see all of them listed. They're very difficult to pronounce, but they're all there. Incomplete versus complete. Most people know what the complete are. You know, poultry, eggs, beef, pork, fish, dairy, tofu. And the incomplete are more like legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and vegetables. Since we need complete, the incomplete can't make it on its own. So it will combine a lot of times. People combine the 2 incomplete proteins to make a complete protein, especially people who are vegetarians and can't really eat a lot of meat. So here you see things like peanut butter on toast, whole wheat toast, whole grains and beans, hummus and pita bread. The bottom, there's a little example. You can see we have tofu, and that is a complete protein. That's a little white guy with the little green rings. And there is peanut butter on toast and beans and rice. A lot of nationalities that came to our country came with their way of making complete protein when they could not get enough, maybe meat and fish. So who needs it? Everyone. One of the first people that need it are athletes. And this is what we think about. When we think about protein, we think, oh, those are the athletes, they need it. We don't need it. But we really all do. So The athletes need it for quick energy, especially if they're runners or they have to move fast or really compete. But if they don't have enough protein, that quick energy doesn't last as long. So protein keeps you going past the normal energy stores. Your energy will last longer with protein. It's a muscle builder, which is important for athletes, prevents muscle loss during weight loss, and it heals injuries, especially inflammation, which is caused by working out really hard. People who are interested in weight loss are another group that really need a lot of protein. Protein cuts cravings. Cravings actually come from your brain, not your stomach. Even though your stomach may be growling because you're trying to watch your weight, getting more protein actually helps to curb the cravings. It increases levels of the appetite-reducing hormones while reducing your levels of the hunger hormone. So, who knew? These are things that are so important for us to know. Protein also boosts metabolism because it builds muscle, and muscle is responsible for increasing our metabolism. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism. Now, this group is the one that I'm very interested in because I'm in my sevens, meaning that I'm older. It can be a bone strengthener, heart helper, and muscle prevention, help you to prevent muscle loss, excuse me. So protein helps your bone to hold on to density and lowers the chance of osteoporosis. And it helps you not to break your bones. Interestingly enough, people always think when they have osteoporosis even, or when they don't have good bones, they're thinking they have to just take calcium and minerals. But as Dr. Daggy, one of our doctors that we met through Shackley, who's just incredible, he said you can take all the calcium and minerals you want, but if you don't have protein, you need a framework of protein for that calcium and mineral to stick against so that you can make a bone. And that will probably be in my brain forever. Heart helper helps to lower blood pressures, decreases LDL, which lowers the risk of heart disease, and the prevention of muscle loss. After 30, our muscle loss decreases by 3 to 8% per decade. The ability to absorb and use the protein you consume is also reduced as we get older. So you need even more protein to get the same benefit. Now, how much do you really need? This is a question that we're asked a lot. We've researched it and found that they have estimated that if you are a sedentary 30-year-old, you take your weight in pounds and you divide it in half. Now, that's if you're pretty sedentary. So say I was 30 years old, which I wish, and I'm 125 pounds. I would need maybe 63, 64 grams of protein. But remember, I'm much older, and say I'm still 125 pounds, okay? At my level, I have lost 3 to 8% of my body, my muscle mass every decade. So that takes us up like 4 or 5 decades. And so I'm going to need a whole lot more, probably more towards 90. Absolutely. But also with that, you can only absorb about 25 to 40 grams of protein per sitting. So it is good for us to space it out. As you can see on the right-hand side, there's optimal protein distribution, breakfast, lunch, and supper. Now, no one eats like this, but we all wish we could, but it just tells you that that's ideal. But on the right-hand side is more like people in our country eat. We get up in the morning, we're running out the door. Absolutely, so many of us. And so we grab something for breakfast. We may only get 10 grams of protein, even if you had like 1 egg and a piece of toast, it might only be 10 grams of protein. Lunch, I think we try to do better. You maybe have something with more protein in at lunch, but still not an enormous amount. And then people go home at night and they catch up and they eat an enormous dinner and it has a lot of protein in it, that dinner. But here we are, we can only really synthesize about 40 grams of protein at one sitting. So a lot of that protein isn't very well utilized. So interesting for us to find out. Another group of people that really need more protein are pregnant women, of course. So in order to get pregnant, you should be at a healthy weight. And of course, that means that you should be using protein to get to your good weight. During pregnancy, especially during the second and third trimesters, you need 300 extra calories a day. Protein is a great thing to add during that time because it helps the baby. But afterwards, you still need it because you had the birthing process that you're recovering from, breastfeeding, and lack of sleep. I think the postnatal needs more protein than ever. How about babies and kids? Well, as you can see, remember when we have a baby, what do? We feed them milk or formula, try to get protein into them every day. So it shows you that, again, depending on their size and everything, but they give you an idea. 1 to 3 years old, 4 to 8, and 9 to 13. Notice that they end at 13 because once you get into puberty and you get into those teenage years, you need a lot more protein. You need almost an adult size of protein. So children that don't get enough, these may be hints to you. If they're fatigued, poor concentration, slow growth, bone and joint pain, delayed healing, decreased immune response, those people need a lot more those kids need more protein. Think about it this way. If your kids are getting sick all the time, besides just giving them vitamin C, you might want to get them something that has a little more protein in it. Like, even those chicken nuggets, I hate to say it, but they have it, mozzarella sticks, just something to get a little bit more protein in them because that helps to increase their immune response. This is the page that I like the best because it's so beautiful. It's very pretty. And it gives you a lot of ideas of what foods really have protein in them. And as you can see, sometimes it's an eye opener. Um, you have like 12 grams of protein in 19 grams of protein in 3 eggs. Well, that isn't even hitting your 30 grams. And that seems to most people like a lot of eggs. Chicken naturally has a lot of protein in it. So that's great. Yogurt over here on the right has 25 grams of protein, but milk only has about 10. All of your beef, all of your meats, if people are real meat eaters, they're getting a little bit more protein, but you have to get a good amount of it to get what you need for the day. In the middle, you'll see black beans, lentils, chickpeas. These are all much lower, and these are more of your more incomplete proteins. Not all of them, but some of them show you the idea that the incomplete proteins don't really have as much protein in it. I want to put a little disclaimer here about soy protein because I've been asked this so many times, and doctors over the years have really scared a lot of women out of using soy protein because they felt that it might have a hormone effect, which we know is a pseudo-hormone effect, which is actually more protective than destructive as far as cancer. So now we have the right information, and multiple clinical studies show that the consumption of soy reduces the risk of developing breast cancer. And also people that have had cancer, if they are using a higher take of soy, they have a 25% less chance of breast cancer reoccurrence and a 25% less chance of dying from breast cancer. These are some other options. If you really looked at that chart and you said, boy, I should be around 90 or, 90 grams at least. And boy, I'm just down here around 40, 50. These are Shaklee options, and I think they're wonderful. Shaklee created a life shake that is just incredible. 20 grams of pure non-GMO protein. It is a soy base, but they also have another pea-based, pea-based one. It also is powered by leucine. They put extra leucine, which is an amino acid. They put extra in our shake. And that is in there so that we can build more muscle faster and actually help people if they're interested in losing weight, if they're interested in building muscle. It all goes together. You have your vitamins and minerals. plus your probiotics from ancient grains and a digestive enzyme to help you digest. It's really a super terrific addition, and people that are Shaklee members love this product. Also, there's a meal in a bar. If you can't do a life shake, and again, the shake is 200 calories. If you can't do that one, you can go over and you can have a meal bar, which is very similar, and it's 200 calories. No artificial flavors, sweeteners, colors, or preservatives. It's an incredible, and it tastes yummy. As a matter of fact, I have one every day, it seems. Here's another way that you can add more. A lot of people will use collagen. It's important to learn about collagen because collagen typically only has 8 amino acids. So by itself, it is not a complete protein. What Shaklee did was they decided to add another amino acid to collagen, and they call ours collagen 9. And it is the most complete collagen on the market, so that we are getting wonderful results with it. 2 little scoops of it is 10 grams of protein that you can add to your smoothie. So now your smoothie can be 30 grams of protein. Many people have asked me, okay, well, how do I get started with this whole thing? It sounds like you've got things going on here that I might like. I like to tell them about the fact that there's a place for everybody in Shaklee. You can buy retail, first of all. You can become a member. And by becoming a member, a lot of times you can get your membership free. If you buy a package, you get a 15% discount off all future orders, free shipping. You can buy whenever you want, but if you like the idea of earning more products, you can join a loyalty program, which helps you to earn products and get free things all the time, which is wonderful. Or you can become an ambassador, a health ambassador. These are people that want to share with other people because they like the idea of getting extra products for themselves, getting an extra income. And these folks are really, I think, really committed to Shaklee because they like everyone to have a healthy lifestyle. This is the way that the steps that people take to get started. Shaklee makes it really easy for all of us. Say you want a free membership. So you can either take a meology assessment, which was put together by hundreds of doctors, and it's an incredible assessment, telling you what you need, what you might be missing. Or if you want to go another route, you can also take a strip of vitamins that is very complete. It's called our Vitalizer strip. The second thing that you do is you choose 2 shakes, because we want you to be on a month of this so that you can really see a difference. And then Shaklee gives you a booster of some type free. And it might be, I think right now it's the Collagen 9 as a booster. So it's a great way to get started. You get a free membership, the 15% discount, and the ability to get to be involved in the loyalty program and get free products. So this is the end of our presentation. Are you really getting enough protein? Do you have extra questions? Would you like to, of course, learn more about everything? We would love to talk with you. I certainly would like to do that, but also maybe someone referred you or gave you this video. Please get back with them and talk to them about it, because it is, we only have one Earth suit. We want to take care of it. We want to make sure that we live younger, longer. Thank you for listening to this.